Today's rule also provides for consideration of H.R. 36, the Pain-Capable Unborn Child Protection Act. This is important legislation for the House to consider, particularly this week, 2 years after the conviction of Philadelphia-based late-term abortionist Kermit Gosnell, who was found guilty of first-degree murder in the case of 3 babies born alive in his clinic. He killed these children using a procedure he called snipping, which involved Gosnell inserting a pair of scissors into the baby's neck and cutting its spinal cord, a procedure that was reportedly routine. A neonatologist testified to the grand jury that one of the babies, known as baby boy A, spent his few moments of life in excruciating pain. Late-term abortions are agonizingly painful, and they are happening all too often in our nation. Americans have been asking how different those abortions are from Gosnell's snipping. Thankfully, they know the answer to those questions and support protecting these fully developed lives. A March 2013 poll conducted by the polling company found that 64% of the public supports a law prohibiting an abortion after 20 weeks when an unborn baby can feel pain. Supporters included 63% of women and 47% of those who identified themselves as, quote, pro-choice. That finding was not an outlier. It's representative of the public's true beliefs. According to a 2013 Gallup poll, 64% of Americans support prohibiting second trimester abortions, and 80% support prohibiting third trimester abortions. Even the Huffington Post found in 2013 that 59% of Americans support limiting abortions after 20 weeks, and the Cosmopolitan magazine, not known for its traditional values, had an article recently all about the impact of smoking by pregnant women on their, quote, unborn babies. They weren't blobs of tissue or even fetuses, but, quote, unborn children. These unborn children can feel pain, which is why they're provided anesthesia when surgery is performed on them in the womb. They can even survive outside the womb, with the New York Times reporting just last week on a study that the New England Journal of Medicine published that found that 25% of children born prematurely at the stage of pregnancy covered by this legislation survive. There are countless stories, no longer so uncommon we'd call them miracles, of children surviving and thriving, such as Micah Pickering, who was born right at the stage when this legislation would protect other children in the womb, and is now a spunky, almost 3-year-old, according to his mother. The legislation we consider today, the Pain-Capable Unborn Child Protection Act, is carefully written to advance the consensus of a majority of Americans that these late-term abortions should cease. In order to maintain that consensus, the bill includes provisions allowing abortions in cases of rape or where the life of the mother is in danger. It also provides strong protections for minors who have been sexually assaulted, stopping abortionists from ignoring child abuse that enters their facility. Most importantly, it protects the lives of well-developed, pain-capable children who could well survive outside the womb. America is one of only 7 nations that allow elective abortions after 20 weeks, which includes such well-known human rights leaders as North Korea, China, and Vietnam. The Pain-Capable Unborn Child Protection Act would finally put an end to that. Madam Speaker, I commend this rule and the underlying bills to my colleagues for their support, and I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentlewoman from North